Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer. I'm the founder and host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to talk about the provisions of RESPA Section 8. In essence, we're going to give you a quick overview of RESPA Section 8 and the prohibition against unearned fees and kickbacks. So the question is, what are the provisions of RESPA Section 8? The answer here comes from a number of places. It really comes from Reg X, which is part 1024.14, but it really comes from Section 8 of RESPA, which is US Code 2607. And we can also see an answer in the CFPB's frequently asked questions. Question number 1 under the RESPA, frequently asked questions under the RESPA Section 8 General Questions section. So our answer is coming from a number of places. So let's take a look at this. As far as the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, Section 8 prohibits certain actions related to federal-related mortgage loans. In particular, it has 4 main provisions. Now, this is the law itself. So Section 8 of the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. Section 8A, first and foremost, prohibits kickbacks for business referrals related to or in part of settlement services involving federal-related mortgage loans. Section 8B prohibits unearned fee arrangements, such as splitting charges made or received for settlement services, except for services that are actually performed in connection with federal-related mortgage loan transactions. So these first parts of Section 8 are Part A and Part B. They're really the meat of what we refer to as Section 8, which comes out of Reg X as well. So this is your prohibition against kickbacks and unearned fees. That's where it's coming from. And of course, kickbacks and unearned fees are prohibited against transactions in connection with federally related mortgage loan transactions. So these rules are not subject to you if we're talking about a commercial loan transaction, because those are probably most likely not a federally related mortgage loan transaction. So these are going to be your mortgages. That's what we're talking about here. Now, there are 2 more provisions of RESPA Section 8. Section 8C identifies certain payments that are not prohibited by Section 8. It talks about some things that are allowed. And then Section 8D talks about and describes specific penalties for violations. So it talks about the problems that could come about. So those are the provisions of RESPA Section 8. Now, I know it's a bit confusing, so what I wanted to do is give you a visual. I don't do this very often, but I'm going to show you a couple things on some websites. So first of all, we take a look here at the US Code. It's uscode.house.gov, and I've just done a Google search for RESPA Section 8 US Code and was able to quickly find this. But you can see this is the way the code is broken down under 2607. And we have Part A, talks about the business referrals, which is your kickbacks. And then you have your unearned fees and splitting charges under Section B here. And then under C, it talks about things that are permitted. And then D talks about the violations. So that's where the actual law lies. But then if we want to jump over to the CFPB's website, we can see that, of course, as bankers, we follow regulations. So this law has been implemented and instilled inside a regulation, which is Regulation X. The Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, Regulation X, and RESPA. This rule is bigger than just Section 8, but Section 8 is actually found in 1024.14. So Reg X is 1024. That's the CFPB's numbering system. Point 14 is the section on kickbacks and unearned fees. And you can see this is how 1024.14 is broken down. They talk about the general prohibition of kickbacks and unearned fees, talk about split charges except for services actually performed, talk about what a thing of value is, talk about what an agreement or understanding and referral are, and then talk about some things that are permitted, some things like fees and salaries, compensations, and other payments that are permitted and not prohibited under Section 8, and then talks about a couple of other things like multiple services, record keeping, and reference to Appendix B. Now, Appendix B, of course, gives us illustrations in Appendix B to demonstrate some of the requirements of the section. So it gives us a little bit more information if we wanted to take a deep dive into RESPA Section 8. So that's an overview of RESPA Section 8 and the prohibitions and what is allowed and what is not allowed, and just a quick overview for you. That's all I have for this compliance clip. If you're new to the compliance cohort, take a look at our website at compliancecohort.com. We have a bunch of free training videos just like this that we call these compliance clips. They're 3 to 5 minute training videos where we talk about different topics and usually releasing one about each week. And it's available to our members through our free membership. It's a basic membership. So sign up for a basic membership that's absolutely free. You get these videos. You also get access to articles, a weekly newsletter, various compliance alerts, compliance tips, discounts, giveaways, a bunch of things like that are all free resources found at thecompliancecohort.com. Also, if you are an existing member, you know we have premium training products in our store, compliancecohort.com/store, where we take a deep dive into regulatory compliance topics, and it's spent a lot longer than 3 to 5 minutes. So thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. You're the reason we do what we do. And until next time, I hope you have a compliance-filled day. Thanks so much.